Hello, today I will be reading Neil Armstrong by Dana Machin Rao. Neil Armstrong. Meet Neil Armstrong. Neil Armstrong always dreamed of being a pilot. In time, that dream would take him all the way into outer space. On July 20th, 1969, Neil became the first person to walk on the moon. He explored further than anybody had ever before. This photo shows Neil in a spacesuit. Neil Alden Armstrong was born on August 5th, 1930. He grew up in Ohio with his parents, his sister, June, and his brother, David. Neil loved to read and learn. In his first year at school, he read more than 100 books. He was such a good student that he skipped second grade. Neil was born in Wapakoneta, Ohio. When he got a little older, Neil worked at a drugstore to earn money for flying lessons. He had to work for about 23 hours to earn enough money for each lesson. Neil got his pilot's license when he was only 16. This photo of Neil and his sister was taken when Neil was about 5 years old. Fast fact, Neil learned how to fly a plane before he learned how to drive a car. Flying high. Neil went to college to study the science of flying. He also learned about building engines and other machines. Neil chose to leave college to help the United States in the Korean War. He became a Navy fighter pilot and flew 78 missions. This is a photo of Neil in his Navy flight suit. After the war, Neil returned to school. He met Janet Sheeran. They both finished college and then got married in 1956. In time, Neil and Jane had 2 sons and a daughter. Neil and Janet moved to California, so Neil would work as a test pilot. Neil is pictured with his wife and their 2 sons. Neil's job was to test X-15 rockets. He shared his ideas of how to make the planes better. People noticed what a great pilot Neil had become. NASA wanted him to become an astronaut and fly in space. Rocket planes, like the one shown here, could fly 4,000 miles per hour, faster than any planes before. Fast fact, NASA stands for the National Aeronautics and Space Administration. NASA is part of the US government and is in charge of space exploration. Gemini 8, Neil's first mission, took place in 1966. He and astronaut David Scott had to join their spacecraft with another ship while floating through space. Neil docked the 2 spacecrafts successfully, but then they spun out of control. Neil's quick thinking saved the day. The astronauts returned safely to Earth. When Neil was an astronaut, spacecraft splashed down into the ocean when they returned to Earth. They did not land on an airstrip like space shuttles. Man on the Moon. Neil's next space mission would change the world forever. NASA wanted to send some astronauts to the moon. Neil, Buzz Aldrin, and Michael Collins were chosen from the Apollo 11 mission. The astronauts were trained by practicing with the spacecraft, spacesuits, and other equipment. In this photo, Neil practices collecting some samples from the moon. Apollo 11 launched on July 16, 1969. It took more than 3 days to get to the moon. Then, the spacecraft split into 2 parts, Columbia and Eagle. Michael stayed in Columbia, and Neil and Buzz took Eagle to the moon's surface. On the way down, the computer failed, and the spacecraft almost ran out of fuel. Neil piloted Eagle to a safe landing on the moon. This is a photo of Eagle taken from inside of Columbia. On July 20th, Neil put on his bulky spacesuit and helmet. Then he became the first person to set foot on the moon. He said, "That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind." Neil and Buzz spent the next 2 hours doing experiments and collecting moon rocks. Neil and Buzz planted an American flag on the moon. Neil said the moon's surface was like powder and stuck to his spacesuits and moon boots. Back home, after the astronauts rested, Eagle took off from the moon and docked with Columbia. The astronauts were ready to return to Earth. When they landed in the Pacific Ocean, the whole world celebrated their return. When the astronauts returned, they were kept in a trailer, separated from everyone else. For 3 weeks, NASA wanted to be sure that they did not bring back unknown germs from the moon. Neil was famous after the moon landing. He worked at NASA for a while, then he wanted a quieter life. Neil moved back to Ohio and bought a farm. He taught classes and worked in business. He sometimes gave speeches about the moon landing. Neil enjoyed giving speeches where he could share his love of flying with others. Thank you.